So today I'm going to read to you my picture book of the Brave Little Parrot, illustrated by Susan Gaber, written by myself, published by G.P. Putnam Sons in 1998. When I say written by myself, it's actually my recreation for children of a traditional Buddhist Jataka tale from 2,500 years ago. So let me read you, this is in the back page of the story. What I wrote is here. What bird has done yesterday, man may do next year. That's James Joyce, Finnegan's Wake. And it's dedicated for my teachers. The note on the story is, The Brave Little Parrot is a retelling of a traditional Jataka tale from India, one of the stories about the Buddha's past lives. Such stories are immensely popular throughout Asia and have been told and retold and painted, carved, and dramatized for 2,500 years. In our time, the tale of the brave little parrot brings precious drops of water to our imaginations. Do the little thing that comes from your heart, it says, and everything might change in ways no one could imagine. So now the story. The Brave Little Parrot. And here is the frontispiece of the book. Once a little parrot lived in a green forest. And once again, the beauty of picture books is that the picture becomes your body. It's like if you're telling a story, you'd have to use a lot more language and gesture this, whereas the illustration spread over 2 pages, just needs a couple of words. And it's a great illustration, isn't it? Look at all the animals in there and the colors. My gosh, great job by Susan Gaber. Once a little parrot lived in a green forest. Now, I don't have to tell you she's a gray parrot. You can see it for yourself, and there's a reason for that. There's a reason I made her gray, because that will change. That was not in the original story, by the way, the color of her feathers. One dark day, clouds gathered, lightning flashed, thunder crashed, and a dead tree, struck by lightning, burst into flames. The wind began to blow, and soon bright sparks were leaping from tree to tree. So there's the little parrot, and there's her forest struck by lightning and starting to burn. Starting to burn. Her world will be on fire. What can one little parrot do? And by the way, in the illustration, I'll hold up close, you see there are parrots who are flying. The lightning is really scary, and there are parrots lifting off the trees and flying away. Fire, called the little parrot, smelling the smoke. Fire, run, run to the river. Then flapping her wings, she flew swiftly toward the safety of the river shore. After all, she was a bird, and she could fly away. But as she flew, she saw below her many of the forest's great trees wreathed in flames. She saw that many animals were trapped by the fire with no way to escape. Suddenly, a desperate idea, a way to save them, came to her. And now we can see the desperation in this beautiful 2-page spread. You see the animals below, you see the flames, and you see the little parrot flying overhead. She could fly to safety, she could be free, but then a desperate idea came to her, a way to save them. What can a little parrot do? Well, we'll find out. Darting to the river, she called to the animals already gathered safely there. Elephants, please fill your trunks with water to spray on the flames. The rest of us can dip our bodies in the river. We can carry water in cupped leaves too. Let's work together to save the forest and our friends. But the animals, huddling on the shore, moaned, "There's nothing anyone can do now, little parrot. It's too late." "It's true," coughed the cheetah. "Fast as I am, the flames are faster. And powerful as we are," trumpeted the elephants. "We can't charge through flames." "It's hopeless," the animals agreed. So now you will see the cheetah and the elephant, and there's the little parrot perched on the elephant's trunks, trying to get them to pitch in and help, but they all feel overwhelmed by the difficulties they're facing, and they can't seem to do a thing. But the little parrot saw a way. After soaking her feathers in the cool water and filling a cupped leaf, she flew back over the burning forest. Flames leaped at her, fierce heat struck, and thick smoke coiled. Walls of fire shot up, now on one side, now on the other, but twisting and turning through the mad maze of fire, the little parrot flew bravely on. So there's a little drop of water, a little bit of water collected on the leaf cup, and there's the little parrot flying through the flames with her leaf cup. A very desperate act and a courageous one. At last, over the heart of the burning forest, the little parrot shook her wings. The few drops of water that still clung to her feathers tumbled like jewels down into the flames. She poured the water from her leaf cup. The drops vanished instantly with a hiss. What a great illustration. There's the little parrot giving her all amidst the flames, and there's the drops of water that she's bringing to a raging forest fire. It seems hopeless. What will happen? Then the little parrot flew back to the river. Once more she dipped her body and wings in the cool water and filled another leaf cup. "Stay with us, little parrot," pleaded the gentle deer. "Don't go back into the fire." So there's her leaf cup right here. And there's the deer pleading with her to stay and be safe with them. Stay and be safe. Don't risk yourself. "Yes, stay," roared the mighty tiger. "A few drops of water can't save a burning forest." "It's too late," cried all the animals. "Be safe here with us." "But it might just be possible," panted the little parrot. "So I'll try." And once again, she flew over the burning forest, shook her wings, and let those few glittering drops of water fall. Hiss! Back and forth the little parrot flew, from the river to the forest, from the forest to the river. Her eyes burned red as coals. Her feathers were charred. Her claws cracked. She coughed and choked. But still, the little parrot flew on. So here's the little parrot flying on, and there's the mighty tiger, so much stronger than this little parrot, and yet he won't go. And he's telling her, don't go, it's hopeless, it's hopeless. But the little parrot saw something, and she's not going to give up. Now, at this time, some carefree goddesses and gods happened to drift by high overhead. They were laughing and talking in their palace of sunlit clouds. They were eating honeyed foods and sipping sweet wines. One of the gods happened to notice the little parrot flying far below. "Look," he called, "just look at that foolish bird trying to put out a forest fire with a few sprinkles of water." "Ridiculous," snorted one. "Impossible," laughed another. "Can't she see it won't work?" exclaimed the first god. Here are the gods. Of course, this is ancient India, so we have some Indian gods. They're out of the fray. They're high up above it. They're laughing and talking and eating and drinking. And they see the little parrot flying far below. So to pick up where we left off, can't she see it won't work? Exclaimed the first god. And putting down his golden bowl and silver cup, that god took on the shape of a golden eagle, flapping his broad wings once, twice, 3 times. He dove down, down, down toward the little parrot. And here you see the great eagle that the god has become, and you see there's a mala, beads wrapped around the eagle's leg. Is a sign of who he was, who he's been, who he really is. He's not just an eagle. Boy, look at those feathers, aren't they beautiful? Yeah. As the little parrot again flew toward the forest's fiery heart, the eagle appeared by her side. Go back, little bird, he said in a majestic voice. A few drops of water can't save a forest. Stop now and save yourself before it is too late. But the little parrot didn't turn back. Great eagle, she coughed, time is running out, so I don't need advice. I just need help. And on she flew. The great eagle was amazed. For each instant the heat grew fiercer. He flapped his wings and rose up, up into the cooler air, high above. There's the drop of water in the burning world falling down from the little parrot. And here is, let's see, there she is, way, way up there's the eagle, and there's the little parrot. And there's that one precious drop of water falling onto a burning world. A burning world. Sounds familiar these days, doesn't it? Far below him now, he saw the little parrot flying bravely on. Just above him, the other gods and goddesses were laughing and talking, eating and drinking as the forest burned. Then for the first time in all his endless life, that god felt ashamed. We are gods after all, he exclaimed. We should do something. And all at once, the great eagle began to weep. Tears fell from his eyes, fell in torrents, sheet after sheet, like cooling rain, upon the fire, upon the forest, upon the animals, and upon the little parrot. Oh, let me show you the illustration. There's the eagle beginning to cry. Wow, wow. Illustration. Very nice job right there. Wow. And what was this? Wherever those tears fell, the flames went out. Glistening tears dripped from burned branches and soaked into scorched earth. The forest became quiet and still. Then wherever those tears touched, new life burst forth. Green grass pushed up from among still glowing cinders. Blossoms opened, leaves unfurled. So here we see blossoms and raindrops, tears actually, of course, and the drops brought by the little parrot. But these are the eagle's tears, healing everything, just bringing healing everywhere. The original story, the god actually squeezes a cloud. So I decided it would just be more intimate if the eagle himself, rather than God eagle, squeezing a cloud, cried. The tears came out of him himself. And so that became the way I told the story. New feathers now grew on the little parrot too. Feathers red as flame, green as leaves, yellow as sunlight, and blue as a river. Such perfect colors. Such a pretty bird. The fire is out, called the little parrot in her joy. Look, the danger is past. The animals looked at one another in amazement. Washed by those tears, they were whole and well. Not one was harmed. Hooray, cried the animals. Hooray for the brave little parrot. and the miraculous rain. There's a picture of the little parrot now with her new colors. She's become beautiful through the wonderfully courageous and kind deed. Against all odds, somehow she saved them all. What a great illustration. What a wonderful transformation. And then overhead in the clear blue sky, their friend, the little parrot, was looping and soaring in delight. She had done all she could. And somehow it had saved them. So here's the little parrot looping and soaring in delight, and all her animal friends and the forest totally renewed and restored, watching her so happily. Let's see if there's a final image. No, just the feather and the final words that I've already read to you about the story. So this is a 2,500-year-old story from Buddhist tradition, and I think it brings wonderful drops of water and healing to our imaginations. That's why I love this story, because our world is in such dire straits these days. And it's nice to know that as little as you may be, as each of us are, if we do the one little thing that we can do and persist and do our best, who knows what good things might yet happen. But it's a story about healing and saving the earth, really. And it's a story I love telling. And in fact, if you go to the Facebook page where you'll see this probably, you'll also see my talk about it from a perspective of Zen practice, which is something that I also do and speak about as a Zen teacher. So everybody stay well, stay healthy, do what you can to help others and take care of yourself, and let's flatten the curve together and see the wonderful spring opening up around us. Okay, bye for now.